Mate, where'd all this power steering fluid go?
I know, good question, yeah. Same places they all go. And if people have been watching the videos, all the people that watch all the videos, they know where it goes. So we'll just make a quick video. Yeah, it's a good example of how much isn't in there. It could probably do with a flush at this point. It's 13 years old. There's no maintenance schedule on the power steering. So we'll quickly, briefly mention about how you could do that if you're going to have a crack at it. You just use transmission oil. It's the same thing. So don't go buying these expensive little 500ml bottles of power steering fluid when you've got a 20-litre drum of transmission fluid. The FS, the LV, either of those will be fine. So where does it go? Well, we can check for leaks. It's part of the service. We'll do that. So without further to do, I'll tell you where it's going without checking. And then if we find anything, we'll do a whole separate video. You see any leaks anywhere, mate?
Not yet.
That's it, and you won't. I can guarantee you that. And why can I guarantee that? Because I'm the Prado specialist, not you.
Correct.
No, not correct, really. You meant to say, yeah, whatever, mate. You're dreaming, mate. Correct? No way, mate. That's just, mate, have a look at his ego. No ego. Just I've got some experience on these things, and I've already said where it all goes. So, like I said, should I even tell anyone, or should we just leave it for the comments? There's two places it's going to be going. It could be either.
Stay till the end of the video.
Stay till the end. Yeah, let's do what everyone else does. You know what else we should do? We should use thumbnails to attract people watching videos and do these big shock pictures. Oh my God, they've done it again, and all this thing. All the other these YouTubers, what they do to get people to click on it, right? My thumbnails you generally find it's all relevant to the video, and I don't actually put the most exciting part at the start. You know, where that's what they do. They put a headline of 5 or 10 seconds of the most exciting part, and then you watch this whole boring video and you didn't realize how boring it was, and you might not have even got to that part you were waiting for. It's right at the end. So I just get straight into it, boring from the start, chit-chatting with my regular viewers because I know they like listening. And you know what, if you guys had a voice, I love listening to you as well. But you know what, this is the way videos work, unfortunately. Unless you're here, if you want to have a chat in a video, come and see me and let's make some videos on some stuff. Look, this is what you do. You top it up. It's got the hot, the cold readings, you know, minimums and maximums. It's really easy to do. You can top it up with transmission fluid, like I said, but make sure you're checking these things. And this is why it's really important on the 120s, because you can't see through there. It's something that gets forgotten because Toyotas don't have problems, so you don't need to check these things, except they do. There's two very minor leaks. One of them, look, I'm not going to make you wait till the end. It's about 2 or 3 minutes. That's not bad, is it? Come on, hit the like button after I tell you. One of them is, so this is not your power steering pump. This is your reservoir. The power steering pump or vane pump's bolted mechanically down on the engine down there. They've got a front seal, same as all power steerings, probably might leak sooner or later. But the pump, when it's external, it leaks out, makes a mess. You can see the leak on these vehicles. It leaks into the engine oil. Once again, there wouldn't be much. This is probably a slow leak. It's been going forever, and people haven't ever been checking it or topping it up, is most likely what's happened. And the way you confirm that is you top it up and you monitor the situation. You can check it every week, every month, every 3 months, work out, and then top it up again. We just use the little pump bottle that pumps a small amount. You know, just it's probably handy if, you know, even DIYs have got one. Yeah, that's it. Bring it over. Let's have a little 1 litre bottle, right? Let's just have a look at the size of the bottle. What brand is it? It's got the brand on it. It's got the A on it, so it's probably the Elamite thing. Has it got a sticker on the front or not? What does it say here?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's all worn out anyway. Just this little one, right? Go for it, mate. Show them how it's done. How many pumps? Let's count how many pumps of that little bottles. It's a really slow, controlled situation. And it's cold, so let's go to cold max, eh?
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Ah, see, I wasn't saying anything and you went exactly where I wanted to go. Beautiful. All right, around about, guys. If you overfill it when it expands, it can push out and makes a mess. That's all you need to do. Besides, don't forget to put the cap back on. This isn't the dirtiest one. We don't have time to do a flush on this one at the moment. But again, customers, biggest mistake they can make is get their car service with me or do their injectors and then they think they can just stop watching videos. Wow, there's so many things you're missing out on. It's going to cost you money, it's going to cost you unreliability, and it's going to devalue your vehicle if you're not on top of all the maintenance. Thank you very much. Good spot. Look at that. Doesn't that look better? So one of the leaks is the power steering pump leaking into the oil, to put it simple. It's not going to hurt the engine or the oil. Don't worry about that. If someone's going to tell you, oh no, you got to fix that. Some of these power steering places, they want to put filters on the lines because that's all the problem. Oh, man. Just don't do any of that, right? Just keep it simple like this. It's a slow leak. You can replace the vane pump if you're worried about it. You can put a seal kit through it. We've got the seal kits here. I've never done one. One day we'll get around to doing that, but the leak is so minor. It's not worth my time even doing my vehicle, so I'm not going to do your vehicle for your money because it's so minor it's not worth doing. Now, what's the other leak? The other leak is the steering rack. If you watch the inspection, the service inspection playlist, really good for people that are looking to buy these vehicles, people that are looking to maintain them, to look after themselves, or even if they take it to a mechanic they think they can trust, well, you should probably watch these videos so you can do some checking of your own because they're busy, they don't watch the videos, and they might not know about these things, okay? It all makes sense, doesn't it? So when you watch those videos, you'll see me show on the steering rack down the bottom, on the rack boot, the steering rack boot, the oil sweat along the bottom. It's pretty standard. That's the other place the oil can be going a little bit in there. Now, when we get this one up in the air, there might be a whole separate inspection video. It's a 160k service. It's a 2011. It's probably got the original injectors. It doesn't even look like they've even been out. Let's just finish on this topic first before we go off topic, and only be a few more minutes. So top it up. It leaks from the power steering pump into the engine oil, which you don't see, in the steering rack, out the ends into the boots, which you don't see other than a sweat. This one could be worse than the others on average, but I still think it might have never been topped up its whole life, you know, because people are they're a bit rough around the edges. It did get a service in July 2023. They didn't even stick that sticker on very well, did they? You know, it looks like it's going to peel off. It'll be gone in no time because they couldn't slow down to clean the vehicle, make sure that cover's clean before you stick it on. We stick those on, they never come off, do they? Never. You pressure wash it and everything is exactly right. We're on the same page here. These guys, we haven't even started yet, that sticker's going to be gone. So what we'll do, we'll try and stick it down a bit better. But my point is, if they can't do that properly, do you think they even look to see if that needed topping up? I don't think so. One really good way to find out is if the owner of this vehicle recognises his vehicle and he watches the videos and he says, hey, yeah, you know what, I'm going to monitor that for you. Or maybe it's going to come back to us. So mental note, you try and remember this car, right? It's the one with the, definitely needs a headlight job. How bad is that? It's not an off-roader. It's just 13 years old. It's going to need injectors. It's got to be coming back for injectors. You reckon they've ever been out? Clamps look pretty original. That looks good. Have they wrecked this? Oh yeah, that's been pulled out. Yeah, well, they get brittle and break like that anyway. So maybe that was just at that stage. Let's see, what about this one? Because normally they just rip that out. Might have been out once, but what about the pipes? Can we tell looking at the pipes? It's hard to say. I would say never or once. What do you reckon? You know, come around this side and have a look around the usual side. Let's make a call on it.
It's been off.
It's been off. Oh, yeah, you can see some marks there. You've determined from that mark there, somebody. Look, so we'd probably agree that it's maybe been off once, but look how neat this wiring loom is. They haven't bent that, sitting in position where it's meant to sit. Right. Now, I didn't break that, and it wasn't already broken. How can that be right? I didn't break it, and it wasn't already broken. Because, look, I did break it, but it was because these get really brittle. They're just rubbish, right? So I'm just trying to show you, right? So, you know, have faith, people. Have faith, right? You just pick it up. Look, it's just like, oh, that round here is probably the worst from the heat, but look, see, they're just rubbish. So what we do, the bottom part of it's really good. So we just put a zip tie through the bottom part of the clip. Works really well. Watch the videos, you'll see all these tips. It's bloody awesome. What do you reckon, man?
Never been touched on this side.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it hasn't been out. I know what about this one. These marks here, that could be just from factory or whatever. Me, in my quick minute or two looking at it, I don't think it's ever been out, which is good, which is why it hasn't had any problems, but at 170k nearly and 13 years old, these are not full DLC injectors, I can guarantee that. They're certainly long overdue. It's time to get them out. Lucky he's not a modified vehicle, towing and all that sort of thing. And being pretty stock standard in a runaround, you can get away with this for a while. It's still, of course, it runs well and the software hides any issues and all that. But my advice is get them changed. 13 years is a long time. If you get 10 years out of injectors, I reckon you've done pretty well. What is it? What is that? $300 a year or something for your injector kit for 10 years? Stretch it a bit longer if you want. Doesn't bother me. Just watch the videos. Get yourself educated and then you can work out what you need to do. Now, I was going to mention power steering flush as well. Here you go. Thanks, mate. I couldn't reach to the bin and keep the camera. I don't want to stop. I'm on a roll. Okay, power steering flush. If you want to do a power steering flush, You might need to get a bit of a, what's the best way for the dowel? Get a bit of hose to extend it anyway, right? There's no easy way about it, is there, right? So you can, so this one here, there's two hoses. Follow the one that goes to the power steering pump. Don't disconnect that one because this reservoir needs to supply the pump. Have a look at the return line back to the reservoir, which looking at it would be pretty obvious because the one that supplies the pump would be on the bottom, right? So the fluid can drop down to the bottom, and the one that returns it would be up here. So you would take this smaller one off here. If you get a joiner about that size, is a good way to do it, or you can get a hose that's bigger that fits on the outside of that hose, and you'll need to extend it out, probably out over the wheel arch, out that way, out towards outside the tyre there, into a drain tray. And it's really handy if you've got two people, even three come in handy, because what you want is you want one person trying to pump the oil and keep it in there, which they won't be able to keep up anyway. You want someone starting and stopping the engine. You can do it on your own. And you want someone aiming that dirty oil into the drain tray so it doesn't go everywhere. It can get a bit messy otherwise. But if you're set up right, you can do it on your own. Just fill it. It's kind of like a transmission flush, really. Don't run it dry. Just as soon as it runs out, switch it off, fill it up with oil. If you can get someone pumping quick enough up this end and you've got someone in the car, turn the steering a little bit while you're doing it if you can. But as soon as you hear it run, it's literally going to start the car. It's going to be out in 2 seconds, and then switch it off again, fill it up again. And then after you've done all that, you'll have some air in there. It'll take some oil to bleed the air out, check the level finally, and happy days, you'll have clean oil in there. And oil is the lifeblood. Guess what? Everybody's off doing their transmission flushes now. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. See ya.